Welcome to the podcast. This is John Hoff, and you are listening to Losing It with John, where we're going to be talking about losing weight. Hey, who knew, right? Hey, it's my birthday too, so thank you. I know you're wishing me happy birthday right now and everything, even though you're probably listening to this and it's not on my birthday, but hey, it's the thought that counts, right? So today, I got a good one for you, okay? Because when we are trying to lose weight, here's what tends to kind of come up. The G word. The gym. Should we go to the gym to lose weight? Why might we want to go to the gym? Are there other reasons for it? I'm scared of the gym. I don't want to go to the gym. Do I need to go to the gym? Do I really need to go to the gym to lose weight? We're going to talk about that in this episode, and I'll throw in 10 reasons why outside of losing weight, okay? Other than losing weight, why you might want to go to the gym, okay? So let's talk about that, and let's roll the intro. Hi, my name is John Hoff, and I'm a personal development and weight loss coach. And on this podcast, I'm here to tell you all your dreams can come true. You just have to have the courage to pursue them and the desire to improve how you think, how you feel, and what you tell that person staring back at you in the mirror. What you're going to do today to make tomorrow one step closer to the life you want to live. No more telling yourself it's too hard. No more telling yourself you just can't do it. Let it be messy. Let it not be perfect, because there is no such thing. So stop telling yourself you can't do it, because you can. I believe in your power to change. You can manifest anything your heart desires. You just have to know how to direct the energy. Because whatever you believe is what you will receive. And I believe you are beautiful. I believe you can fit into the clothes you want to fit into. And I believe nothing can stop you from losing all the weight you want to lose. So let's talk about it. This is the Losing It with John podcast. All right, so thanks for joining me. And yes, it is my birthday. And what did I do for my birthday? Well, I went to the gym. And while I was at the gym, I was thinking about this podcast. Like, do you really need to go to the gym to lose weight and everything? And, I thought for the longest time when I was trying to lose weight, we're talking like, I don't know, maybe 15 years it was. I thought losing weight was more about like going to the gym, exercising. Like I wasn't exercising enough. I just needed to exercise more. Look, I kind of knew eating the pint of ice cream at night after dinner wasn't really the thing to do if I was trying to lose weight. I think we all kind of know that, right? But in my head, I just conceptualized it as I just need to move more. I just need to exercise a little more. And I go work on the treadmill, work out on the treadmill. Actually, that's what I really did was back in the past, I would do a lot of cardio kind of stuff. Treadmill, more treadmill and more treadmill. And I hated that treadmill. Let me tell you, I was doing something that I really hated. And that's why I didn't really stick with it so well. I tried different gyms during the past and I would end up giving up and stuff. Have you ever tried that kind of stuff? And maybe, you go to the gym and you're wondering, what are these people thinking about me? Am I wearing the right thing? Or do they think like, who is this person here? And I would go there and I'd see like people who have these like big muscles and here they see little scrawny me. Yeah, let him go run on the treadmill, right? And so I would get a little self-conscious about how much weight could I lift opposed to this person over here? Or, what is he wearing? And I'll be honest with you, I've been going to the gym now. I've started going back to the gym because the gym is so good for other health benefits outside of just losing weight. I'm going to talk about that coming up here. I got 10 reasons that I'll throw out there, which there's probably a million other ones I could throw out there. I've made a list of just a bunch or 10 of them off the top of my head. So I thought I would kind of go through those here. But, I think that a lot of times we don't go to the gym because we have a little fear of judgment, maybe if that fear of the judgment wasn't there, maybe we would go and maybe we wouldn't, we're all a little bit different. I kind of look at it like, as far as going, I think that we all know that if you were to go to the gym and work out, it's a healthy thing, right? All things aside, don't worry about the reasons why, just in general, I think we all kind of conceptually know that going to the gym is going to be a beneficial thing as far as, working out, exercise, things like that. And when you're brand new, if you could just go, even if it's just 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, something small even, if there's a gym near you and you're driving by and you get off the road and you pull in and you're just going to say, you know what? I can do a Stairmaster for 10 minutes and then walk out and go home, right? Or I could lift a little bit of weights for 10 minutes and then I can leave. And the idea is if you wanted to start going to the gym is you do those small incremental things if you're not really a gym kind of person. But then, there's still the problem that a lot of people have, which I used to have and I no longer have because I've learned that it's a little different in the gym, is that like we're afraid that people are judging us. And I wish that I could just take that worry away from people because it's really kind of the opposite that I have found going to the gym and people that I have talked with and people that I follow who are big time gym people who have owned gyms, people who are personal trainers and people who go to the gym and, they had an expectation at first that they were going to be judged, but in reality, here's really how it kind of works. Most people at the gym are just kind of minding their own business. A lot of them have the earbuds in, they're in their zone. And when I'm looking at somebody, I know for me what I'm doing. And what I'm doing is I'm looking at like, what's the movement that they're doing? How are they using that piece of equipment? Because I might not know how. Or I've never thought about, wow, that's a squat that I could do or something. I never thought about doing it that way. I was doing that today. There was a guy, he's pretty buff. He's, and I was like, that guy's killing it. Now, I'm not sitting there judging him like, listen to the grunts he's making or anything like that. I'm just looking at him like, dude, he's killing it. Look how he's using that machine. I had no clue. And, the gym is actually kind of what I find, it's the opposite of what people who don't go to the gym kind of think about the gym. So people who don't go to the gym, a lot of times, the reason why they don't go is they have this fear of being judged and looked at and watched and perhaps ridiculed or anything. And let me tell you right now, if you ridicule somebody at the gym, okay, if you're there doing a video of them, you got your phone, you're doing a video of them and you're laughing and making fun of them, poking things at them. And it sucks because those are the videos. Those are the kinds of piece of crap content that we see on TikTok or Instagram or wherever it is that they're posting it, these jackasses. There's those few bad seeds that are out there. I don't care what it's in. There's always those assholes that are out there that are doing something, okay? You're going to find them anywhere you go. At work, at the grocery store, at McDonald's, okay? Even at the gym, there will be some. But when what I see is that when somebody's doing that, they're poking fun and everything like that. Did you ever seen that show back in the past? I really like it, and I just watched an episode of it the other day. It was What Would You Do? Do you remember that show? It was like where they staged situations, and they had like people who are in the area, like in a restaurant, let's say, like they're not in on it, but really there's like secret cameras in the back, and there's actors out front, and they'll be like, the one I was watching the other day was a father and a mother who were talking to their kid, but the father and mother were separated. And when the mother was there, she talked bad about the father. And then when the mother got up to walk away, the kid looked like he was sad. And then the people who were sitting around the kid, like, what would they do? Would they, if they saw the kid kind of crying, would they say, hey, buddy, listen, don't worry about it. Your mom and dad, they're just going through something right now. And the cool thing is most of the people did for that thing. And then it's funny, they switched it around. Then they brought the dad in, and then like the mom was still in the bathroom. The dad started talking bad about the mom. And then they were seeing that the people still would talk with the dad like, hey, your son's going through a lot right now and stuff. Anyways, it's kind of that hidden camera thing. And what happened is people would intervene when they saw when somebody was kind of being mean, harsh or something. A lot of times people will intervene on that. And I'm telling you, like, if I were to go to the gym, okay, now you want to know where I would feel uncomfortable. If I went to the gym and I saw that guy who today, he was doing this machine. I was like, oh, now I see why they put both machines like this, because now you can use the things. They had a machine on this side and a machine on this side, and the guy was in the center, okay? So if you're watching on video, you can see my hands, but there was a work piece of equipment on the left side and right side, and the person stood in the middle, and they used these straps to kind of pull down, and you work both arms using two different machines. And I was like, oh, I didn't think it'd do it like that. That's cool. Now, if I was to grab my phone and hold my phone at him and laugh and, haha, listen to that guy making the noises. Look at how stupid he looks and all that stuff. All those freaking people around me. First of all, that guy might, bust my head if he hears me. But even if I was bigger than that person, let's say that person was smaller, all the people around me would likely start like, hey, dude, what the hell you think you're doing? That guy's working out and you're poking fun at him? I mean, I would do it. Okay, I would do it if I saw that. We're adults now. We're not kids in high school. Maybe kids in high school do that, or junior high. But adults, when they do that, other adults come in and they kind of stick up for people a little bit. Okay, so yeah, that was my my birthday morning. My birthday morning, went to the gym. Afterwards, I went to Starbucks, got myself a drink. I typically get like an iced latte made with coconut milk, but this time I got a little more sugary drink. It's my birthday, I don't tend to have a lot of sugar in my life. So I got it was a shaken almond milk espresso. Yeah, I think I said that right. And it's tasty. Chocolate. It has chocolate down at the bottom on it too. And then, my dessert tonight, Lindsay, my wife, Lindsay, actually, she has the same birthday as me. How crazy is that? 4 years apart, but, we have the same birthday. Isn't that crazy? But on our first date, I took her to here in Las Vegas, the Eiffel Tower at the Paris Hotel. They have the Eiffel Tower here. I took her to the top of that. There's a restaurant up there. And, when you're single and you're working and you have no kids, you got a lot of money, right? and so now I got 4 kids and everything, so I'm poor. But no, I'm kidding. But anyways, I took her to the Eiffel Tower, went to the top, and we were up there having our dinner, and she had asked me what my birthday was, and I was like, it's April 4th. And she's like, no, shut up. Come on. When is it really? I'm like, really? No, it is. Long story short, she checked my ID and I had to look at her ID then. And Lo and behold, we have the same date for our birthday. Crazy pants, I know, but it was mine first. Okay. But so Lindsay, tonight she's probably going to have ice cream. She wanted me to buy her some ice cream, so I bought her some ice cream. And, again, she's like me, for the most part, eats more whole foods. Not 100%. I mean, I eat Ezekiel bread. She doesn't like Ezekiel bread. That's fine, to each their own. My dessert tonight probably is going to be my typical, which is like Fage, Fage, Fage yogurt. It's the just plain yogurt. There's no I don't do like the sweetener things in it, I put a sweetener thing in it, but it's just a plain Greek yogurt. And then I put some vanilla collagen in it, and I'll do dark chocolate chips in there, some Lakanto sugar-free granola. I'll do just a little bit of that, and blueberries. So I'll put those things in it and mix it up. And sometimes I throw in things like, what else? The bee pollen. I'll put a little bit of bee pollen in there. That's a kind of a superfood, a lot of vitamins and stuff. And like cow nibs or something, like the dark chocolate, a lot of antioxidants there. So anyways, it's really good. It's frozen blueberries I put in there, and it just all mixes up. It's cold, it's refreshing, it's so yummy. And then, Lindsay and I don't get a birthday anymore because my son, Ethan, his birthday is April 8th. So, we just do one birthday party. And so we kind of get whatever he gets. Okay, so back to the gym. Let me answer the question, okay? Should you go to the gym to lose weight? Okay. Now, I want to ask you this because I am a very big believer in we have a higher self. We have a level of intuition that kind of guides us. And sometimes we listen to it and sometimes we don't. I am a spiritual kind of person. I believe that there is more going on than what we see right in front of us in this 3D world. That's just me personally. But I feel like there's an inner part of us that has a wisdom, like a connection to a higher level. They call it source, right? Source energy, God, whatever it is that you want to call it. There's like this connection that we have. And it's a higher level to this infinite intelligence that's out there. And sometimes, we just got to get quiet. And we just got to kind of close our eyes sometimes and just have a little moment to ourselves and listen. And in those times, we get the most profound answers. And we don't always follow through with them, do we? But we get them. And so my question here for you is that when I ask the question, should you go to the gym to lose weight? Okay. Should you? Let me change should you to is it a requirement for a moment? Okay. Is it a requirement to go to the gym to lose weight? What does your intuition tell you? Yes or no? Not a maybe. Yes or no? So if your intuition is like mine, which it doesn't have to be, it can be different. Mine is a no. It's a big fat no. You do not have to go to the gym to lose weight. I know lots of people, clients included of mine, that do not go to the gym and they lose weight. Okay? So it's a little different question here now. Should you? Should you go to the gym to lose weight? Now that's not as easy to answer. That simple switch from should or is it required, right? So should you go to the gym to lose weight? What does your intuition tell you? For some people, that's a yes. For some people, that's a no. And for others, it's a, I don't know. And that's okay if you're not sure. Okay. I think that when we're trying to lose weight, what is important is that we remember we want to keep things easy. If we try to do too much at once, we're going to get overwhelmed and it's going to get too difficult. We're stacking too many things at once. It's just like going to the gym. Listen, I can lift weights, like let's say take a barbell, right? And I lift the weights up over my head, right? So I'm working out like my shoulders or something. Now, I might be able to lift 500 pounds. Okay, I know I can't lift 500 pounds, but let's just say I did, okay? Let's just say I could lift 500 pounds. I would be in so much agony for the rest of the week. And there is no cold plunges, massages, supplements, protein powders, nothing that will fix the soreness that I have for that entire week. Plus, I'd probably injure myself too. Well, I would. In reality, I would. Okay? That's because there is no fix for overdoing it. You have to do what you can do. And what you do when you first start going to the gym is you start small, okay? And what you do, if we dial that back a little bit, is if you're trying to lose weight, it's been a struggle in the past. You're overeating. Maybe you're not eating enough. Maybe you have no idea what's going on. The last thing you want to do is do too much. Just all of a sudden, here's this big diet plan and workout plan, and I'm going to do it all. I'm going to go to the gym 7 days a week, an hour and a half a day. I'm going to eat, no carbs, no cereal. I'm going to up my protein. I'm going to get 10,000 steps a day and yada, yada, yada. That is doomed for failure. I'll tell you that right now. So should you go to the gym to lose weight is going to be kind of your call at where are you at right now. If you don't feel comfortable going to the gym, I would say don't start there. I would say let's start somewhere else if you're trying to lose weight. Now, if going to the gym seems easy to you, seems light, seems fun, seems like something you'd want to do, then do it. Okay? Let's not make this more complicated than what it is. Because here's the cold, hard fact. Losing weight is more about the food. It's about what you put in your mouth and how much of it you put in your mouth than it is exercising in the gym. Okay? Than it is like actual planned exercise. Actually, what is even more effective than going to the gym, if you want to talk about exercise, movement, and everything, is the unplanned exercise and movement. The unplanned stuff. That's the stuff that, like, when I'm done eating, for example, dinner at night, what do? I go outside and I shoot a couple hoops in a little basketball hoop that we have in the backyard. I didn't plan that. It was just, I'm done eating. And in my head, when I'm done after dinner, I like to get some kind of movement during the day. Okay. Now it's not always. Sometimes I eat, and when I'm done, I plop down on the couch and we turn on Survivor. My wife and I do. We usually try to go for a walk. Not always do we. We don't always do that. And sometimes, I'll just go in the backyard and I'll just throw some hoops. Or maybe I during the day, and it's not just after dinner, it's other things like, you know what, today I got to do a little bit of yard work, or today I'm going to go wash the car. Or instead of when I go to the grocery store, parking at the very closest spot to the door, I'm going to park a little further down and just walk a little bit extra. It's those little tiny things throughout the day that we do that have big time. How big depends on the person. How much impact it depends on the person, as far as like calories that you burn and stuff like that. But it is much more effective and targeted to help you with your weight loss than planned exercise, like going to the gym, lifting weights, running on a treadmill, walking on a treadmill, doing a Stairmaster thing, whatever, okay? It's the not planned exercise. So if you feel like, yeah, I should go to the gym, but I'm really uncomfortable going to the gym, then you got to look at the approach a little bit. Well, okay, what can you do? Like, you know that you need to get some more movement in your day. What can you start doing now that's comfortable for you? Okay? Because those little wins and those little builds, they stack. All right? They stack on top of each other. And let me tell you right now what honestly, my number one goal is when I help clients lose weight. Okay. This is what I have to keep in my head, in the back of my mind, is what I'm doing to help people ultimately find long-term success with weight loss. And that is, I'm looking to help them kind of rediscover who they are as a person. Because I think that we get to a point in our life where we're looking in the mirror and we don't always like what we see staring back at us, right? And we kind of talk to ourselves like an asshole. Like, we are our own worst critics, are we not? Can you imagine for a moment if your child or your grandchild was trying to lose weight and they were struggling, and you talk to them the way that you talk to yourself in your head? Would you ever talk to them like that? Because if you're like most of my clients, and if you're like I used to be, you're telling yourself how much you suck at it, right? See, I told you couldn't stick with it. Nothing works for you. It's too hard. Why am I even trying? Oh my God, look at my belly. Look at the love handles. Oh, who am I? I don't want to take my clothes off in front of my spouse. Turn the lights down, honey. We talk to ourselves so poorly. And would you talk to, if you saw your grandchild trying to lose weight, would you talk to them that way? Or your child? Who do you think you are? Don't wear that. What do you do? You can't stick with it. You suck at losing weight. Why do you even try? Oh my goodness. Like, you'd want to slap that person talking to their child like that, wouldn't you? But yet we find that we do it to ourselves a lot of times. So my goal as a weight loss coach and personal development is to help people rediscover who they really are on the inside. Remember I said that if you ask me, we have an inner intelligence inside of us. You can call it your spirit. You call it whatever you want. And that person is dying to come out. And we just need to get back in touch with who we really are. All right. And we start talking nicer to ourselves. We start actually encouraging ourselves. What would you tell your grandchild if they were trying to lose weight and they were struggling? Tell that to yourself. Think about that every time you look in the mirror and you're like, oh my God, you're so fat. Oh my God, you need to lose weight. Oh my God, why are you wearing that? Oh my God, those clothes look hideous on you. How about you try on for size for just one day? Say instead what you would say to your grandchild if that was your grandchild you were talking to in the mirror. How about that? So my first goal as a coach is to help people rediscover who they really are. Okay. And that's, being nice to yourself, having a good outlook on yourself, encouraging yourself, be happy, less stress, more fun, things like that. And then the next thing I do, okay, that my goal as a coach to help people, and what got me into this was when I talked about the stacking, was to give people, when they're trying to lose weight, little wins. Okay. See, the problem with dieting, going on a diet, is that a diet gives you this big, huge things to do typically, right? Avoid these foods, eat these foods, do this, don't do that. And there's all these things and it's all overwhelming. And at some point you give up and you just say it's too much. I had a rough day. I'm tired. Or you start talking to yourself like, I deserve to eat this ice cream tonight because I did these things. And it's because it's so freaking restrictive. So instead, my approach is, hey, let's play the long game here. I need to help the long game. People win at the long game of weight loss, not the short term. Go on a keto diet, lose a bunch of weight quickly, but can you stay on the keto diet? What do you do when you transition off of the keto diet? Well, why don't we just kind of start with that kind of thing, you know? And then by the time you lose the weight, you're where you need to be. Okay, but getting off track there. My goal is to just stack little wins over time. Okay. And as things get a little easier, you find just naturally that you start asking yourself, well, what else can I do? And as you build these little steps, a little bit and a little bit and a little bit, what happens? What builds? What are we building inside of you when you start stacking small wins? What are we building? We're building confidence and hopefully consistency. And this stuff all leads to discipline. Okay? So we got to build the confidence. When you are confident that you got this, that this is working out, this is working for you, look in the mirror, right? You start talking to yourself differently. You start believing different things. You start seeing possibility rather than struggle. You stop focusing on lack so much and you start focusing more on abundance and having and acquiring and you know. So when we stack these little wins that I help people with, losing weight and keeping it off becomes easier. All right. And, you know, that's how you kind of, if you want to get into going to the gym, that's kind of what you got to do. You kind of got to just say, all right, well, I'm going to, maybe I'll go 10 minutes a day, 2 times a week, or 10 minutes a day, 3 times a week, whatever, you pick it. Just don't make it too much. And over time, you start getting a little bit more into it. Okay. That's if you want to go to the gym. Okay. So that's, the take on, should you go? Is it required to go to lose weight? I hope I made that clear. Let's talk about for a moment 10 reasons why you might want to go to the gym outside of exercising. Okay. I worded that wrong. I was exercising. Hello. Reasons why you might want to go to the gym outside of just trying to lose weight. Hey, there we go. I said it right. Okay. Losing weight is definitely a reason that you might want to go to the gym. It's a reason why a lot of people go to the gym, but I think I just kind of hit the nail on the head or, sunk that down in that, one, it's not a requirement. And 2, there's other things out there that are going to push the needle the most, like your food, how much of it you're eating, what you're eating, and just daily movement. Okay. Those are the things that are going to push the needle the most. I want you to look at the gym in a little bit different light. Instead of viewing the gym as your weight loss mechanism, I want you to see it as the supporting role. Okay. It's the thing that is going to make you feel better. It's going to make you happier. It's, you're going to have more energy and stuff. And I'm kind of reading off a few right now, but I'm going to get into it. But when you feel better, when you are less depressed, when you have more energy, when you sleep better, all these things, it becomes a lot easier to do the things that you need to do to be consistent. That helps you to lose the weight. So it becomes easier to eat the foods that, that perhaps you're like, I would like to eat more protein. Okay. Well, when you feel better, when you're happier, when you have more energy, it's easier to stick to eating more protein. It's easier to stick to these other habits of walking a little bit more when you're going to the grocery store or something, or when it comes time for cravings and stuff. Okay. Raise your hand if when you get depressed, you just feel like eating something. Or on the other hand, you just don't even want to eat. Maybe some people are just like, I don't even want to eat anything. We're all a little bit different, right? But when you feel good, all those things become easier. Make sense? Okay, so number one, okay, reason why you might want to go to the gym outside of losing weight is just simply it makes you feel happier, okay? A little bit less depressed. I went to the gym this morning and I came home. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy. I turned on some music. I was singing a little bit. I ran up the stairs and then I came back down the stairs when I needed something. Overall, I felt good. Now this, if you want to get into like why that is, then working out actually helps you to release endorphin hormones. And these are little hormones that basically, they increase like the feelings of well-being and block the perception of pain. So I'm sure you've heard of the word endorphins before, but if you have not, then, it just helps you to feel better, right? Exercising also helps with sensitivity to serotonin, the feel-good hormone, and neuroepinephrine. So it just helps with feelings of feeling good, feeling happy, less depression, and stuff like that. Okay. Now, can you imagine how much easier it is to stay consistent with what you're doing to try and lose weight if you're feeling happier and you have less depression? A lot, right? Sorry, that was my water and it made a weird sound. Okay. Number 2, more energy. When you exercise, your body is producing and strengthening your mitochondria. Now, you might not know what mitochondria is, and that's fine. The very, very short end of it is these are the little energy cells in our body. They're what produces energy for you, okay? And when you have stronger mitochondria, they're like little bacteria, okay? They produce something called ATP. You can look all this stuff up if you want, but in general, it makes your mitochondria stronger, okay? These are the things that are producing energy in your body. Now, if they're stronger, you're going to have more energy, right? They help with things like glucose from getting from your food, like glucose control or giving more energy. And well, that's as far. I don't want to go too science into it. Okay, you can look up mitochondria and ATP if you want to learn more about that. There's like a study there's a couple studies that I had put down here. So I'm looking at those. There's a study out of the University of Georgia, 2006, where researchers found overwhelming evidence that regular exercise plays a significant role in increasing energy levels and reducing fatigue. I know that a lot of my clients who are wanting to lose weight, they have an also. I also would like to have more energy. Does that sound familiar to you at all? Like, I assume you're listening to my podcast because you're trying to lose weight. Are you trying to have more energy too? Because if so, exercise can help with that. All right. Let's see. There's some other studies I put in here. The effects of exercise, stronger treatment. There was a study in the Journal of Psychological Bulletin where they found that the effects of exercise to be actually stronger of a treatment for fatigue than certain drugs. Whew. That's pretty cool. It's free. What that basically means, if you think about it here, is that our body, nature is the best pharmacist out there, okay? We make our own drugs on the inside. We make our own. And who better than nature to help us create those things, right? It's the best drug that's out there if we can make it ourselves. Okay, so more energy, number 2. Number 3, improved sleep quality. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, if you want a weight loss hack, and this is in my program that I help people in Powered by Nutrition, my weight loss program. It's called Powered by Nutrition. Like number 1 hack for losing weight is improving your sleep. Okay. Listen, if you get crappy sleep, how much harder is it to get through your day versus you had like the best sleep ever on the other spectrum, right? Everything is easier when you get good sleep. And everything is harder when you get terrible sleep. Am I making sense? I hope so. Improved sleep is going to help with anxiety control, stress control, glucose control, energy, you name it. I have a bonus module that I put in my program in the core curriculum of Powered by Nutrition that focuses on lots of ways to improve your sleep quality. It is vital if you are trying to lose weight to get good sleep, because let me tell you something. If you have food cravings, if you're overeating, okay, if you're eating too much food or you're just eating whatever you want, whenever you want, however much you want, it's going to be a lot easier to control that and ring it in. Yeah, you know it. Reel it in. When you got good sleep. All right. Okay. It's going to also help you then. Number 4, exercise. Okay. Outside of just losing weight, it's going to help you maintain stronger muscles and bones. As we age, I don't think I have to tell you this. You probably already know this. As we age, your muscle mass goes down, right? Muscle function. And as that goes down, what happens? You fall, you break a hip. You can hurt yourself a lot easier. And muscle is kind of the shield. It's the thing that's going to like, hey, you fell, but you didn't get hurt. Why? Because you got freaking muscle on you. Look at you, right? Muscle has also been tied to like your longevity. So the better muscle you have, the better your muscle skeletal system is, the longer you tend to live. It's interesting, isn't it? When you have more muscle, by the way, your metabolism goes up a little bit. Okay. Now, why is that? Well, when you, I think I did this in my last podcast episode, I talked about this, or maybe it was the one before that. It's like episode 3 or 4 or something. But I talked about how fat and muscle, okay, takes energy to maintain. So the more fat that you have on your body, you actually have a higher metabolism because it takes more energy to maintain and hold on to this fat. And the same thing with muscle. The more muscle you have, the more energy it's taking to maintain that muscle. So if you lose the muscle, Your metabolism can slow down. All right. And what do you want your metabolism to be? Up or down when you're trying to lose weight? You want your metabolism to be up, right? So you burn more calories. And by having more muscle, it will be a bit higher. Okay. Now it's not like huge. You're not going to burn an extra 1,000 calories a day just because, Jane can lift like 50-pound curls on the freehand weights, but maybe it's 50. It's hard to say an exact amount, but every little bit, right? Okay, so that was number 4 that I put on there, stronger muscles and bones. Number 5, it's going to help with mobility. All right. When you lift weights and stuff, and as long as you're not overtraining, then you're just going to be able to move a little better. Number 6 helps with better glucose control. And better glucose control is going to help you with things like food cravings. You're not going to have as many crashes. So this is kind of the whole idea behind like the keto diet, or low carb diet, I should say, is that you want to maintain kind of a steady burn of glucose. Okay. So in other words, if you were to eat something like, let's say white rice, okay, something that's carb heavy, your glucose is going to spike way up. And then what goes up must what? Must come down, right? So if you have this, like, let's say there's a baseline of 90 on glucose, right? And you shoot your glucose way up to like 183 because you ate rice, and then it comes down your glucose because your insulin comes out and tells your, glucose, let's get that out of the bloodstream. Let's store that away as fat or something like that if you're not going to burn it. Well, because your insulin is high, insulin drops glucose down. Well, at some point, it's going to drop below your baseline of, let's just say it's 80 or 90 or wherever you want your baseline to be, right? And now your blood sugar dips down too low. And when it dips down too low, now you have energy slumps. And your body and your mind, now you're starting to think, oh, I'm tired, I need calories, I need food. And you start getting cravings and you want to eat more food, right? Whereas if you were to eat something like a steak, which doesn't really have any carbs in it, your glucose is going to stay pretty steady. Okay, protein will give you a little bump, but not much. So you want a little bit better glucose control. And then when you have better glucose control, all kinds of things can get better. Your skin can get better. People who have like PCOS and stuff, that gets better. People have better energy. So many different things that can come better from having more of a stable glucose. And one of them is weight loss, because if you keep your glucose relatively under control, then you're not going to get like lots of insulin coming up. And if you have too much insulin, that can lead to something called insulin resistance. And then you're going to have a really hard time losing weight. All right. Maybe we'll talk about that in another episode. Number 7, exercise. Okay. This is another reason why going to the gym and working out and doing lots of exercise, or a decent amount of exercise, moderate exercise or something. It's great for the brain. All right. It raises something called BDNF. Okay. N as in Nancy. It's called brain-derived neurotrophic factor. And this is essentially going to help with something called neuroplasticity. And I'm sure it has lots of other things that it does in the brain as well. But it really is kind of tied to like memory and learning. All right. So the effects on your brain through exercise is actually going to make you a little bit smarter. How about that? All right, number 8. It may help with improved skin. Now, I kind of hit on that one already a little bit. If you have better glucose control, then you tend to have a little bit better skin versus if your glucose is like all over the place. You eat pasta and then you eat cereal and then you eat rice and then you eat, all these carb heavy foods, especially if those carb heavy foods are ultra processed foods. So things that don't come from nature. Okay. I eat rice and stuff. I eat potatoes and everything, but we're talking about like an overabundance, an overconsumption of those things. But in any case, let's get back to the better skin thing. There was a study out of the National Library of Medicine that shows possible improvements to skin thanks to the positive impact that exercise has on your mitochondria. That mitochondria is pretty important, by the way. And there's lots of ways to strengthen your mitochondria. For any of you that likes doing cold plunges where you sit in a bath of ice, that will help your mitochondria. It's pure hell. I have not sat in a bathtub of ice before. However, I have, and I do. I might turn the shower all the way down to cold when I'm in the shower. I know, crazy. But let me tell you something. When I turn that shower temperature down cold, like ice cold, and then I'll bring it back up. You do it for as long as you can. Sometimes, like if I have music playing and I'll like be singing and stuff, I just keep my mind off of how cold it is. I feel fantastic. I feel really good when I turn that water to cold, and I can do it for about, 30 seconds to a minute, and then I'll warm it back up. When I get out of the shower, I'm wide awake. All right. That's because your body is probably looking at like, hey, this is too cold. Something is wrong. Wake up. I might be in danger. And you're activating that sense of survival that we all have. And when we activate that, what are you? You're wide awake. You're looking for that freaking dog that's going to be coming around the corner chasing you, right? And we're kind of mimicking that with the cold, like you fell into a icy water. And so if that happens, if you're in the Arctic and you fall into like an ice lake, all senses are going to be on survival. You're going to be as awake as you have ever been. So kind of mimicking that. So anyways, wow, off on a little bit of a tangent there, but yeah, it can help with a little bit better skin. They believe in part because it improves your mitochondria. All right. Number 9, you just feel more productive. All right. Let me put it this way. When I go to the gym, when I'm done going to the gym and I leave, I feel a sense of accomplishment. I feel like I've done something to improve my health, move forward. And that is a part of the stacking. Remember the stacking I said? Every little bit counts. Every little win counts. And if you're the kind of person that likes to see those wins, here's a little tip for you. Grab yourself like a piece of paper, a journal or something, and just write in there things that you can check off throughout your day. All right. Now, it doesn't have to be, there's a to-do list of like, today I have to do the taxes. I need to go to the gym. I need to, what's another thing? Cook dinner tonight. Okay. Those are things, yeah, you need to put on a to-do list. You could put on a to-do list anything you want, right? Wake up in the morning. Check. Right? What's another thing? Brush my teeth. Check. Okay. Get dressed. Check. Make the bed. Check. Go downstairs, make a cup of coffee. Check. That sounds good right now, actually. Go to the gym. Check. Right? Make the breakfast that I planned to make today. What was it that I planned to eat today? Did I eat it? Check. Did that make sense? Go upstairs and write an email to a friend. Check. All right. So you can check off a bunch of things, and that kind of helps you feel just more productive. Well, likewise, going to the gym makes me feel like I've accomplished something today. I've moved myself one step further to that healthy person that I am trying to be. Okay. And number 10 here is more frequent exercise is going to help with the whole sexual thing. Okay. There's a study out of the National Library of Medicine that had said that frequent exercise will improve the sexual function of postmenopausal women. All right. So if you like getting it on, then you know what? Maybe a little bit of exercise in the gym or something, even exercise out of the gym. Obviously, you don't have to go to the gym to do exercise. Okay. You can do it anywhere that you want. Yeah, at home, you can outside, at the park, whatever you're comfortable with. I'm just talking about the gym here because, well, we all, hear about the gym and we think about it, and a lot of times we don't go. All right. So if you are trying to lose weight, all right, here is what I want you to do. If you've been struggling with this, if it's been hard, if you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, what the hell are you doing? I don't even know what to eat. I don't know what I'm supposed to do tomorrow. How am I supposed to do this? How do I deal with food cravings? Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to my website, Losing It with John. Okay, losingitwithjohn.com. Go there. On my site, I have a free mini course for you. Okay. Sign up for that mini course. It's free. It's absolutely free. And the best thing is you can see, what is John's coaching style? What is he teaching? How does he help his clients? I'm going to show you things like what you're supposed to eat, how to deal with food cravings, and how I help my clients kind of structure themselves. Everybody's a little bit different. So it's going to be kind of a generalized thing that can work for most people that I'm going to show you. I support you losing weight in whatever way it is that works for you. Okay. So now if that is something like eating a low carb diet and eating more protein is something that you can do. Like, hey, that's pretty easy for me. I don't even really like carbs that much. Dude, I am right there supporting you and I'll help you through that. If on the other hand, you're like, you take away my ice cream and I ain't doing it. Okay. You tell me I can't have a sandwich. I ain't doing it. I'll help you there. It's about meeting you where you are. Okay. I think that's what a good coach does. Good coach takes a look and says, where are you right now? I'm not going to give you this big works, on a spreadsheet diet that everybody needs to follow. All my clients get the same, avoid foods list, the same approved foods list, the maybe foods list, and here's the workout exercise routine you need to do. Okay. No. Now I do give all my clients a certain structure that I suggest that they follow, because when you've been overeating, and most of my clients, I help people who are overeating, like they have more than like 60 pounds to lose. They might have 100 pounds to lose or something like that. If you only have like 10, 15 pounds you're trying to lose, that I can still help you, but the majority of Powered by Nutrition, my course isn't really designed just to help you lose 10 pounds. That's just small little tweaks to either the food that you're eating, or maybe you need to eat a little bit more food. Maybe your metabolism has kind of slowed down and stalled out or something. Maybe it's just build a little more muscle. Okay. That's kind of thing there. But in general, if somebody has 60, 70 pounds they're trying to lose, a lot of times that's because they're eating too much food, and it's too hard to take away all the foods that they like eating and enjoy for like the last 30, 40, 50 years. So I help people, I give them structure on until they start, all the things get easier down the road. Here's some structure for you right now to follow that is going to be the path of least resistance. And if you want to kind of sample that and see what it is, how I help people in that way, I have a free mini course, losingitwithjohn.com. Head over there, get signed up for that, check it out. And then if you do want to join my program, okay, Powered by Nutrition, I've got a couple options for people depending on, where they are right now financially. So just check that out, and I will see you in another podcast, video online, social media. Send me a DM on Instagram. Please let me know what you think of the show. And if you're watching this on YouTube, because I put the videos on YouTube, leave a comment, say hi. I'd love to see you and know that you're here. I'm always available for questions. And hey, thanks for wishing me happy birthday, by the way. I think I'm going to go make me another cup of coffee. I'm a big coffee person. I don't know about you. I love coffee. All right. We'll see you in the next episode.